Thank you for coming out. This is one of my stops today, talking about how I want to help the fishing industry here in Massachusetts. So I've been to New Bedford, I've been to Scituate, trying to talk to folks with different subsidiaries of the fishing industry, whether it's the ground fishing fleet, which is having a real tough time in New Bedford, getting no approval for transfer of licenses to get back up and running, whether it's the lobstermen who are facing an 8% differential between the cost of lobster that are being sold in Europe between U.S. lobster and Canadian lobster. Canadian lobster being sold at 8% discount. It makes it tough for our fishermen. And in Gloucester, I hate to think of the fact that this was, a proud port that had a lot more fishing going on, but that's something that, I don't want to see go away any further. I want to make sure that we stop the bleeding and help the fishermen that are here continue on with an industry that's been so proud. I believe St. Peter's Festival, the blessing of the boats, and a big celebration really, has tailed back over the years because we have had a reduction. And those 4 days when there was, hundreds and hundreds of people isn't quite what it used to be. And I want to make sure Massachusetts gets that restoration of a fishing industry, because we are one of the most important fishing states in the country. New Bedford's port, for example, is the richest port of what's caught and landed in the United States. And I think it's up to us as federal officials to try to help where we can. And I think some things like the monument status of the fishing grounds off of Massachusetts, the 5,000 square miles that were made unfishable by President Obama's declaration back in his last year in office. I think that doesn't help our fishermen, obviously. Less fishing area, more crowded fishing area doesn't help us. But at the same time, I think you also have fishermen who are very responsible. They've been in this industry for hundreds of years. They know what it's like to make sure that you have a sustainable catch out there. They don't want to overfish, but they also want to make sure you don't underfish. You've got to have that sweet spot where you're making sure that you can replenish what's out there so that you've got what you need to, feed the population and feed your families as a worker. And so, to me, I want to be a U.S. Senator that is making sure that Massachusetts focuses on keeping our fishing industry as vital as possible, and again, working to obviously make sure that we preserve our fishing environment, but at the same time, making sure that the industry is helped as well.